Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Pásztor, and today we've got another video of Lap and Learn. So you guys have sent us another replay, well, this time at Roll Atlanta, so let's go over it and let's analyze it. So let's watch the replay first. Now it seems like it's going to be Sector 2. Now this section, probably the most important section of Roll Atlanta. Now this is where you can make the difference, or where you can make the biggest difference on the track. Okay, so let's go over it. Okay, so you are coming out of turn 1. Now, what I see already that you have a pretty good approach into turn 2. So you are positioning your car in the middle of the track. So that's basically what I was saying in my lap guide, or that you should not be going too far to the left, because what I see a lot of people doing is that they just basically stay at about this point, and that's going to sacrifice your whole entry to the next part. So your entry is quite good right at about this point. Now we are comparing the telemetry to Dino's lap guide from week 11. So what I see here, right at the beginning, right from the get-go, so you get up on the curb way too late. So what I do with Lambo, and you could see it in my lap guide with Lambo, I'm already going up on the curb right at about this point. So what I can see is that you enter the curb way too late, and that is most likely going to sacrifice your entry into the next one. Yeah, you are going a bit too wide. So what I would suggest here is that you could try to get up on the curb much earlier. So right as soon as the curb begins, so right about this point, you should already be up on the curb, and you do not really need to use the whole curb. So you can basically be just with your left side tire in the middle. So you could just do this line basically with your left side tire. Oh, that's where it kind of should be. And at the end of the curb, so you are turning way too late. So what I would suggest is, like I said, you enter the curb way too late, so you put in too much steering angle, and so you'll end up going way too far to the left, and that's why you are missing the corner. So I would suggest you approach the curb much a little bit straighter. So you want to have your left side tire basically right there at all times. So you do not want to go, or you do not want to end up going like this. So basically just want to go straight. And you want to start turning a little bit earlier. And as you can see, you are carrying a bit too much speed into the corner as well. Or what you could also do, you could try to start lifting the throttle a little bit earlier. You could try to brake a little bit more, just so you shave off enough speed. So it is better to have a little bit less entry speed into this one, just so you can carry a lot more speed throughout this whole section, because it is very important that you carry the speed through the whole section and not just the first corner. Because as you can see, you are carrying all of the speed into the first corner, into turn 3. Is at this point you are missing it a little bit, and then you are not able to go full throttle through this section as you should be. So you will end up going way too far to the left. You are going way too wide, and you are having to reduce the throttle just so you are making the corner. So as you can see, Dino is on 100% throttle, on full throttle right at about this point, and you are just losing speed constantly from there on. Yeah, like you can see, the 10k page down here. So what I would suggest, like I said, get off the curb a little bit earlier, try to slow the car down a bit more. You want to use as much curb as you can, so you want to have your left side tire basically on the yellow line right there. So that's where your left side tire should be, and you should be much further to the right when you exit the curb. So that is going to allow you to basically go full throttle almost as soon as you get off the curb, and that way you would be able to be on full throttle throughout this whole section. This part is easily flat. So what I was saying in my video in my lap guide. So you do not really need to go up on this curb with your left side tires. So you're going to bounce way more when you hit the curb. So what I do here is I put my left side tire on the grass here, just a little bit, because that there is not as big of a bump as it is on the curb. But it's just a little personal preference. You don't really need to do that, but yeah, it just makes your life easier. And so coming to the next one. You go down to third gear. All right. So the issue here is that you are trying to take the curb. So it might seem like the curb, the going over the curb, the line is technically better. It might seem like that, but in the end, it's not, because you are going over the curb. You are not getting the same amount of traction than as if you weren't taking the curb. So it is much better to just stay on the curb on the right side here for a little bit longer. It is better to just put your left side tire on the yellow line here. So do not take the curb. Just put your left side tire up on this curb, up on the yellow line. Because as you can see, when you are not going up on the curb, you can afford to go on throttle much earlier, and you will see that Dino is having a much better exit. So once again, you will see that he's 4 kph up on you. So like I said, it is much better that you just avoid the curb completely on the left side and you just go around it, and it will give you a much better exit, and you can afford to go on throttle much earlier. Okay. The line on the exit was quite good, apart from the curb. And that's it. So that was another part of Lap and Learn. Thank you guys for watching. So if you guys want me to analyze your replays, feel free to send us the replays on Discord, and I'll be happy to go over them, to give you guys any feedback on what to improve, on what to change, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye bye.